first heated that first piece of hot metal, it was like something was set on fire inside of me, and I was reborn, and it's like my life started over. I had such great purpose, and totally consumed by this, and I've given everything else to the side. I left my career that I went to college for everything and just chasing this. This is a one-way street for me. There's no side plans or backup. I'm in this 110%. Welcome to the Forge, the Pirate Forge. We head to the Pirate Bar. Guess what? I'm gonna take you guys there right now. Let's go check out the Pirate Bar. Welcome to the Pirate Bar, the land of eternal wonder and mystery. Awesome place, the ultimate man cave. This is where it all started at, was right here. This is a bunch of 2x4s that I put sideways and did all the metal. But I installed an old Mortise lock. I needed to make me a skeleton key. I saw these people on that TV show, Foraging Press. I was like, man, I bet I can do that. So I went and got me a matte gas torch and an old little small anvil from Harbor Freight, and I forged a key to this. And that is what started it all, because once I heated up that piece of metal, saw that glowing steel, and hit it with the hammer and watched it change shape, a fire like lit on inside of me, and I just felt like this is what I was meant to do. What started it all. The key to my destiny. This is that key. The first thing I ever forged. This is where I'll do my leather work here on this table. I think it's cool to be a sole authorship artist. What that means is I make my own Damascus, I forge my own blades, I do my own heat treat here in-house, and I do my own leather work. A lot of folks will have to outsource their blades for heat treat, or they have to outsource their blades to get leather work. I think it means so much more when it's a sole authorship piece. I use a bunch of these big saw blades. They're about 1 foot wide, about 30 foot long. We get them from a sawmill. I put my heat treat on it that I've came up with it, and it makes some really spectacular blades. Really tough and holds some serious sharp edges, great edge retention. But there's my version of a K-bar. That's a pretty famous marine knife. 660 layers of Damascus with a leather stack. So that's our swamp wash patina on that blade. That patina looks really cool, but it also helps to protect the carbon steel. We've got some more blades. We got a little small wakizashi there, little Japanese style blade. This right here is a Dragon Slayer. It's an 80 CRV2 steel. These are some mean blades here. This is the craziest thing I've made. Around 1,000 hours in this one piece. The blades, it's a 4-piece construction. It's got 2-piece eye, and these 2 blades are separate, but this is over 3,500 layers of Damascus in each blade. And then we have mosaic Damascus in the eye rivet, a random pattern in the top spike. Then we have a layered stack twist in the top cap and down here in the bottom cap. American hickory wood, did some pyrography, which is a fancy word for wood burning, and did some texturing of that. And then it's wrapped and stabilized with hemp, and then 109 brass nails, nailed one at a time. Now again, this is fully heat treated, battle ready. I mean, this is the real deal. And I was able to take out as much weight as possible, so I've really got it down to a wieldable, a little over 13 pounds, which is really impressive for this thing. Yeah, incredible. This has totally changed my life. Doing this, it's almost like I was reborn. I was doing that life that I thought I was meant to do. Went to college, got a bachelor's degree. I worked in healthcare. I was a critical care nurse, assistant manager over an ICU unit. And I love what I did. I loved helping people, but I just felt like something was missing. I don't know, it was just, every day was exactly the same. And I came into this, stumbled upon smithing and like my skill and talent for that, and like I've just learned by trial and error. Without a doubt, there's some natural talent in here. My great grandfather, he actually used to work at a sawmill, and he'd bring blades home and he'd make blades out of these things. So my great granddad was somewhat of a bladesmith, not the level that I'm doing it, but it's kind of in the family blood. Check it out, guys. That was a knife that my great granddad made from old saw blade. It's patinaed over all the years. He's a big dude. Check out that handle. So yeah, my great granddad made that. Isn't that crazy? Up under our skull catacomb wall, we got our even heat kilns. These are both 220 kilns, and again, just tell everyone, this is the foundation of the metallurgy, the foundation of the blades, because it's all about the grain structure and the heat treatment. We've got Baileigh fan. This tool gets used probably more than any of my Baileigh stuff. It's non-stop going because it is so hot here in Florida. It's always running. Baddest sharpening system on planet Earth. Baileigh Ironworks, awesome. I helped design this thing. This is my newest shop tool. This is the Baileigh 2 horsepower mill drill. This thing will turn any size drill bit I want. It's just a little bit scary because nothing stops it. It just keeps going. I mean, bro, it turns this and it does not stop. I'm always having to drill holes into the blades for, you know, the handle pins. And I mean, it shuts down the shop if my mill machine's down or my drill is down. So whenever I went out there, I said, I'm gonna get me something really big and badass. And that's when I got this, the mill drill. And it's incredible. This, oh, this is my baby. If you couldn't tell, I love this tool. Dust free, it cuts up all the steel for me, whether I'm doing Damascus or just cutting up anything. It's just a breeze because I can get it cutting. And it's hydraulic, you set it and it slowly cuts, so it does its thing. It has the lubricating feature where it's squirting the fluid on it, and just perfect precision cuts. Whether I'm cutting up, I use a lot of old anchor chain. I got like anchor chain that's over 100 years old, raw iron anchor chain, ship anchor chain, and I like to make things out of that. So using that Baileigh saw, it cuts right through everything. It's fantastic. I could not do what I'm doing here without that. Baileigh, I'm serious, dude. These Baileigh tools, I have put them through hell and back and just put them through the test. And I'm telling you, I have other tools that have issues with in the shop. My Baileigh tools, no shit. I plan to have everything in my shop Baileigh. Slowly but surely, there's gonna be Baileigh tools everywhere. It's kind of cool. Look down here at the floor. So I used to, every Damascus sword that I would make, after I'd get out of heat treat, I would draw it on the floor. So this is my falchion that I won Foraging Fire with. It's kind of cool. A lot of my crazy Damascus sword builds, I'll put them down on the floor and just draw them out. A way to remember swords past. This is the tire hammer. You call it a power hammer. It's kind of like the rednecks version of a power hammer. Runs off an old van tire. Got a farm motor. This farm motor turns. When you hit the treadle down there, it lets this make contact with that tire, and then it moves it. If you want to hit it harder, you just step harder and it presses in that tire more. And it just, I mean, you can develop some pretty good power. I don't want to do it without something hot in between the dies, but this is an awesome machine. Looks very primitive, but this is the first real heavy duty machine I had when it comes to bladesmithing and blacksmithing. And you see a lot of guys always buying the Foraging Press. I really think this is a better thing to get because you're really building on the fundamentals of forging and moving that steel. I feel like the Foraging Press is just so mechanical. This right here, you really become one with the machine, and you can just feel it. You can almost close your eyes and still tell what that steel is doing here. And also, you can mess up a blade really fast with this thing. Just as it'll forge one out, it'll mess one up. All right, so these two are my 2x72 grinders. These are Baileigh Ironworks. They take a variety of attachments. Also, they go totally horizontal, so that's nice. 446-pound German Sawyer's Anvil. This is what I bought myself whenever I won Foraging Fire. I won 10 grand. And I spent the 10 grand in one day. And this is one of the things that I bought. But I like it because I've got so much mass up under my hardened surface that I'm able, when I'm forging swords and stuff, I can get right up on this and move around. So I love this anvil. This is a foraging press. This is a 25 ton foraging press. Runs off a 220. And it takes several different types of dies. And again, it's really great for Damascus when you're just squeezing that steel out and drawing it out. Also for drifting axes and hammerheads, I've got all the different attachments for that. All right, and back here on the pirate foraging deck, we have a little mobile cart with two more, your 2x72 grinders. A 2-burner forge. This is a Venturi forge. In other words, the combustion pulls the oxygen in. If you ever see like the fire coming out of it, it's not because you've got too much fire in the chamber. That's called dragon's breath. That fire is looking for food. It wants more oxygen. So when it doesn't have enough oxygen, it's coming out for that dragon's breath. But again, the Venturi system, the combustion pulls that oxygen in through that, and you can adjust these little like carburetors It's an awesome forge. And then this is the Big Daddy forge here. I added my style to it, got a steel skull and stuff, but this is a ribbon burner forge. Super even heat. With this one, you got the Venturi burner, you got the 2 burners, but with this one, with that big ribbon burner, it's like a big block. It looks like with a bunch of small holes in it. Now it has to run off of forced air, so we have a variable speed fan here that shoots it in. There's a solenoid that'll cut off in case the fire goes out. You're not going to gas yourself and blow the place up. But this is where I forged the really big pieces. This one is early 1900s, hay budding here. Do you see the notches? There's a couple notches here around the foot. What that right there is the base of all these anvils is made out of wrought iron, which is a non-hardenable soft steel. Only the top is the hardened tool steel. So back in the day, early 1900s and stuff, these guys that made their living working on these anvils, they'd make chisels and stuff like that. Once they'd forge it and heat treat it, they'd use that as a way to test them. They would hold their chisel up against it and smack it. All these marks that you'll see all over the bottom of an anvil, they're all telling a story. It just shows you how much work that thing's been through. It's just crazy. Generations of people have probably earned a living on top of this anvil there. Now it's here making knives in my shop. This is called a swage block. So that's like when you're drifting hammerheads and stuff. This is a drift. Lots of tools in the blacksmith's shop. Got me one of the 14-inch wood cutting bandsaws. All my blades, I use a lot of woodworking when it comes to bladesmithing, and I use that all the time. You know, resawing and recutting my stabilized wood out to the shapes and the thin pieces that I need. Baileigh has been tremendous in helping me, you know, get my reach out there, and also it's a privilege and an honor to be part of the Baileigh team. You know, when you put in all that work, and you get to be part of a team, and two products and tools that really they work. They're fantastic. I love my tools. So again, for me, when it comes to being on a team, I want to be part of a team that I believe in, and with the Baileigh Industrial stuff, absolutely. I want an adventure. I want to be a legend, you know. I want to be known for something and chase my dreams and do something that I love. And I guess that is my legacy. And as I'm chasing this, maybe I can motivate others to stray from the norm, you know. And it's scary because everyone's going to tell you, you're a fool. You can never do that. It's just never going to happen. You're dreaming. So to be able to go out here and show that with hard work, you can make your dreams possible. It's really inspiring to be able to make this stuff and then see it get put to use, and so many people enjoying it and loving what I make.